President is now proceeding to the Disaster Response Command Center. You may now be seated.
May we request the President to lead the ceremonial launching of the DSWD Disaster Response Command Center. He shall be accompanied by Social Welfare and Development Secretary Rex Gatchalian. In a short while, we shall be requesting the President to kindly press the activation button to officially launch the Disaster Response Command Center. Ready, Mr. President? At the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Mr. President, and congratulations to the Department of Social Welfare and Development.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. We may now be seated. Good morning. We are gathered here today for the 73rd anniversary of the Department of Social Welfare and Development. To formally begin our program, may we call on Social Welfare and Development Undersecretary for Innovations, Eduardo Punay, to deliver his welcome remarks.
Your Excellency, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., sir. PCO Secretary Cheloy Garafil, OCD Administrator, Sir Ariel Nepomuceno, and all our other guests. Good morning and welcome to DSWD, the home of Angels in Red Vest. Mr. President, sa ngalan po ng buong DSWD sa pamumuno ni Secretary Rex Gatchalian, salamat po sa pagsama sa aming pagdiriwang ng aming ika-73rd na anniversary ngayong umaga. Tulad ng palagi niyo pong pagsama sa amin sa mga komunidad sa iba't ibang panig ng ating bansa tuwing kami tumutugon sa mga pangangailangan ng ating mga kababayang kapuspalad, lalong-lalo na po ang mga biktima ng krisis at mga kalamidad. Mahal na Pangulo, ay kinagagalak po naming ibahagi na naging matagumpay po ang ating implementasyon ng ating mga programa nitong nagdaang taong 2023. Salamat po sa inyong palaging gabay at suporta. Ngunit malayo pa po ang ating lalakbayin at madami pa po tayong adhikain na nais makamtan. Mr. President, makakaasa po kayo na pagbubutihin pa po namin ang aming serbisyo para sa ating mga kababayan na kapuspalad. Makakaasa din po kayo na ang buong DSWD sa pamumuno ni Secretary Rex, kasama ang aming Executive Committee, Management Committee, at Regional Directors, at lahat ng kawani ng departamento, ay kasama niyo po, mahal na Pangulo, sa pagtahak sa landas patungo sa isang bagong Pilipinas kung saan wala na pong Pilipinong magugutom at wala nang Pilipinong mahirap. Muli maraming salamat, Mr. President, at isang mapagkalingang umaga po sa ating lahat.
Thank you, Yusek Punay. And now, may we call on Social Welfare and Development Secretary Rex Gatchalian to present the DSWD 2023 Performance Report and, of course, to introduce our guest of honor.
His Excellency President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., Secretary Cheloy Garafil, officials and staff of the Department of Social Welfare and Development, to our social workers and development workers, other distinguished guests and partners, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant day to all of you. It is an honor to welcome you all to the 73rd founding anniversary celebration of the Department of Social Welfare and Development. The DSWD has gone a long way in responding to the challenges of providing social protection to the poor, marginalized, and vulnerable sectors of society. This is through the effective implementation of projects and services under the banner of Bawat Buhay Mahalaga. In the recent Pulse Asia's Ulat ng Bayan survey, an upward trend in the performance rating of DSWD from June to December 2023 were recorded, wherein the DSWD garnered an increased job approval rating of 82% compared to 78% last September 2023. Between the months of September and December 2023, the department's approval rating in the rural areas of the country also increased from 72% to 82%. We are proud to say that we have played a part in the President's directive of a whole-of-nation approach in decreasing poverty incidence to a single digit. In fact, last year, the DSWD, playing its role in the whole-of-nation approach, contributed to the decreasing poverty incidence from 23.7% in 2021 to 22.4% in 2023, and subsistence incidence from 9.9% in 2021 to 8.7% in 2023. These recognitions of our efforts will not be achieved by the DSWD without first and foremost the guidance of our President. On behalf of the whole DSWD family, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. for his continued support of DSWD and for the trust and confidence that he has bestowed upon us to fulfill the challenging task of improving the quality of life of poor Filipinos. Mr. President, maraming salamat po sa inyong suporta sa aming kagawaran. Mr. President, because of your continued support, I am pleased to report to you the accomplishments of the department in terms of our regular programs. In 2023, more than 6.5 million clients availed of the Assistance to Individuals in Crisis Situation or AICS program from DSWD, amounting to 46.56 billion obligated funds compared to 5.3 million clients and 38.77 billion obligated funds in 2022. This is a 16.72% increase in obligated funds and 18.99% increase in terms of the number of beneficiaries serviced. Under the Sustainable Livelihood Program, when the hoarders took advantage of the rice shortage last year, our President made the laudable decision to implement Executive Order number 39, which put a price cap on rice for the benefit of our kababayans. Based on the President's instructions, the DSWD assisted in insulating the effect of the price cap on the country's micro-rice retailers through the Sustainable Livelihood Program. The key weakness of the country's flagship anti-poverty program, the Pantawid ng Pamilyang Pilipino program or 4Ps, has been in securing a clean list that only retains those that should be part of the program. Taking off from where my predecessor, Sec. Erwin Tulfo, left off, we have adopted a clearer targeting tool that we now use to graduate those who have gone over the poverty threshold and to retain those who should be retained. Using the Social Welfare and Development Indicators tool, we have managed to exit 674,452 household beneficiaries from the 4Ps program last year, thereby allowing us to accommodate more beneficiaries and provide social welfare to those who need it the most. But in 2023, we went beyond our comfort zone, what is traditional. We no longer just stayed with what people know of us, but based on your instruction, Mr. President, we cast the social protection net as wide as possible to reach those who really need it the most, the poorest of the poor. We have come up with innovative programs to further upgrade the department's social protection capabilities. We launched the Oplan Pag-abot. Oplan Pag-abot is a holistic program that operates on a rights-based approach for the poorest of the poor, the families and individuals in street situation. In keeping with the President's directive, this program is a collaboration with multiple sectors and agencies nationwide. We are very proud of this program because it does not merely window dress, but a truly sustainable program that takes care of social protection for the most vulnerable by providing them with the basic right, the right to identification through biometric scanning and a national ID, economic grants, and other appropriate psychosocial interventions when brought back to their provinces. In just 6 months' time, we have managed to reach out to 1,772 families and individuals in street situation in the NCR region, removing them from high vulnerabilities of living in the streets come year end of 2023. We also know that many of our youth drop out of college in their 3rd and 4th year due to increased tuition costs and school fees. Combining that with the high incidence of students in grade school who need assistance in learning how to read, the DSWD came up with the Tara Basa program, the reformatted education assistance program of the department, a comprehensive learning model that provides a culture of learning, community engagement, and nation building. The Tarabasa program enables grade 1 students to learn how to read with the help of enlisted college students who are given education assistance in lieu of their services as tutors, while the parents or guardians learn how to become their children's first teachers at home in the nanay teacher sessions through the help of our youth development workers. We are happy to report that the program was able to significantly achieve its desired outcomes in 2023. As such, there is an increase in the involvement of college students in nation building while completing tertiary education, with 80% or 5,487 out of the 6,829 trained tutors completing the 20-day tutorial sessions. There is a 5.5% increase in the number of grade schoolers who achieve reading proficiency at their appropriate grade level, from 13,933 to 14,700, as determined by the Comprehensive Rapid Literacy Assessment of the Department of Education. There are strengthened family support systems for our elementary students who are struggling to read or non-readers, with 92.6% of assessed parents or guardians improving as nanay teachers at home, while 95% assess themselves to be more supportive of their children who are struggling to read or are non-readers. This program is DSWD's contribution to the President's whole-of-nation approach in improving our standing in the Program for International Student Assessment, or PISA. Furthermore, we are honored to be tasked by the President to lead the implementation of the Walang Gutom 2027 Food Stamp Program, which was established by the President as a flagship program of the national government through Executive Order Number 44. Last year, we laid the groundworks for the pilot of the food stamp program in 5 regions nationwide, with the goal of ending involuntary hunger, malnutrition, and stunting. Qualified beneficiaries are not only provided with 3,000 peso food credits monthly in the form of electronic benefit transfer cards, but are also provided with education on nutrition and the basic food groups to foster behavioral change in the household that focuses on nutritious, delicious, affordable meals for the family. When we recently launched our pilot implementation, there were only 3,000 initial participants. After its pilot, we will increase to 300,000 families, scaling up all the way to 1 million food-poor Filipino families. In terms of disaster response, last year, the department sent out a record-breaking number of 2,156,208 family food packs in response to a series of major calamities that hit the country. Just 2 months into 2023, we experienced a protracted man-made calamity in terms of the oil spill in Oriental Mindoro, followed by the protracted eruption of Mount Mayon in Albay Province. However, while we were providing assistance to families and individuals affected by the oil spill from March to June, and from June to August for those affected by the eruption of Mount Mayon, the country was hit with a triad of weather disturbances: Egay, Falcon, and Habagat. Thereafter, towards the closing part of the year, there was a combination of a low-pressure area and shear line that hit Visayas in November, which happened simultaneously with 2 earthquakes in Caraga and the Davao region in December. Based on the instruction of the President, we have changed the paradigm of how we conduct our disaster response and relief operations. We put to heart the credo of maagap at mapagkalingang serbisyo. Our aim is to make our people, most especially the affected families and individuals, feel that the national government is maagap, always first on the site during every disaster and calamity, with sustained efforts to assist affected families and individuals. And mapagkalinga, the last to leave, providing not only the immediate needs of the community during disaster and calamities, but extending assistance to show extra love and extra care for the entire community to get it back on its feet. With the launching of the Disaster Response Command Center earlier this morning, we now have a centralized hub made to ensure efficient disaster response and relief operations. Currently, as it is, we coordinate in chat groups and through calls our disaster response and relief operations. Hence, there was an urgent need for a centralized hub dedicated to disaster response as we take a significant step forward, fortifying our nation's resilience and capacity to respond swiftly and efficiently to the most pressing needs of our communities in times of crisis. With this new hub, by next month, the situation reports of our field offices will be automated where they can put that data in real time, enabling us to have a bird's eye view if we have enough relief goods, matching our inventory stockpiles with the number of affected individuals provided by our boots on the ground. The Disaster Response Command Center will also be interoperable with the country's other command centers who are involved in the other aspects of disaster management, such as the Office of Civil Defense, Metro Manila Development Authority, Philippine Disaster Resilience Foundation, Philippine Red Cross, PhilVox, and Pag-asa. The DSWD will provide disaster response to all those affected, but we will not forget our mandate to protect our main clientele, the poor, the marginalized, and the vulnerable. This operating system has been designed to reflect disaggregated data that doesn't just talk about faceless men and women alone, but the data is drilled down into sectors that these individuals belong to. Sectors that the DSWD is mandated to protect: children, pregnant and nursing women, seniors, and people with disabilities, so that we can customize and tailor-fit our response to those that have special needs. In behalf of the whole DSWD family, let me take this opportunity to express my gratitude to all our partners from various local government units, national government agencies, non-governmental organizations, civil society organizations, foreign institutions, and the private sector partners who have contributed to the realization of the disaster response program of the department and who have helped us in ensuring the seamless delivery of social protection programs and services to all Filipinos in need. To the whole DSWD family, I thank you all for your hard work and dedication. The department's accomplishments cannot be achieved without the diligence and commitment of our social workers and development workers, officials and personnel, in keeping with the tradition of providing genuine and compassionate public service for the past 73 years. Mr. President, as we go on our 74th anniversary, you can rest assured that the department will continue to strive to not only be the lead provider of social protection, but to make sure that our department is the incubator of innovations in social protection. Dahil sa isang bagong Pilipinas, hindi lamang tayo magbibigay ng pangkaraniwang programa ng proteksyon panlipunan, kung hindi makakapagbigay pa tayo ng mga makabagong solusyon upang paglingkuran pa ang lubos na nangangailangan at ang buong sambayanang Pilipino. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce our guest of honor. Again, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Thank you to our DSWD Secretary, Rex Gatchalian, for your kind introduction. Please sit down. For your kind introduction and a quick congratulations on all of the achievements that you have enumerated in your report, end-of-year report, and I'm very happy to see that we have extended the purview of DSWD. Kung minsan ang iniisip lamang ay pang-disaster lamang. Ngunit napasok na ang DSWD sa mga feeding program, pati na sa education na meron kayong joint program kasama ng DepEd. Kaya't I need to congratulate, of course, Secretary Rex, but lahat ng ating mga nagtatrabaho sa DSWD, lahat ng mga partner, lahat ng mga LGU na sumama. Ito ay napakagandang halimbawa na ipakita kung paano ang magiging yung tinatawag na synergy kapag yung iba't ibang ahensya ay nagkakasundo at alam nila ang gagawin nila upang tumulong sa taong bayan. I'd also like to greet the most traveled undersecretary of DSWD. Kahit saan ako pumunta, nandun siya. Lagi ako nauunahan. At lagi siyang naiiwan. Pag alis ko, nandun pa rin, siya pa rin ang nandun naiiwan. That's why we know that the DSWD is working from the grassroots. Ang ating butihing Undersecretary Ed Punay. Ang ating mga kasamahan sa pamahalaan, other distinguished guests that are here with us today, magandang tanghali po sa inyo lahat. I am very, very happy to be here once again in the DSWD where heroes walk and work. Heroes and angels walk and work. For that is how I view with great admiration the working men and women of your agency. To call this place just a central office is an underestimation of the critical work that you do and undervalues the great service that you have done for our people. More than that, here is the place, the headquarters of our war against poverty. It is the command center of the DSWD's disaster response, the mission control of our community development drive, and it may be the compassion central that dispenses help to the needy. But what DSWD offers goes beyond just easing the pain of victims of misfortune. It ends at the roots of the vulnerability of those most in need of our society. Kagaya ng aking nabanggit, ang pagka yung taong bayan ay sinasabi, dito ang DSWD, ang kanilang akala ay yan lamang, ang ginagawa lamang ay yung disaster response. Dahil siyempre, pagka kayong nauuna, kayong nakikita doon sa disaster response. Kaya napakahalaga itong report na ibinigay sa atin ni Secretary Rex na ipalaman natin sa tao na may mga iba't ibang programa na sinasakop nga ang edukasyon, sinasakop nga ang feeding program, at lahat ng mga iba't ibang mga programa na ginagawa ng DSWD. Because more than palliatives, the country's poor and deprived deserve permanent relief from conditions that chain them to misery. It is not enough that we come in when their time of need, when they have suffered a disaster, and once they have returned to relatively normal life, that we leave them. What we have done is we have extended the mission of DSWD to go to the roots of why they have been put in that category of being poor, of suffering poverty, of being undernourished and undereducated. Kaya sinabi ko po noong bagong taon na ang anumang ayuda ay pantawid lamang, hindi pang matagalan. Yang iaahon ka sa hirap, hindi ka ibiburo sa kadukhaang walang katapusan, ay hindi naman maaring basta't pabayaan ang taong bayan na sila ay parang pinaparusahan. DSWD programs have never been regarded as a handout, but we call it a hand up, designed to help people pull themselves up from the rut that they have been thrown into through no fault of their own. DSWD pairs temporary relief with permanent rehabilitation. The safety nets that DSWD deploys to catch those who have fallen into the cracks of society come with opportunity ladders to help them climb out from the state that they find themselves in. It does not merely serve the disadvantaged, the PWDs, so they can remain in the margins a tad more comfortable, but to bring them out into the mainstream of society as productive members, fully exercising their right to realize their full potential. Kahit po sa 4Ps, may kondisyon pa at alituntunin na dapat sundan. Bakit? It is not meant to supplant the family income, but to supplement it. Kaya naman, napakalawak ang saklaw ng inyong gawain ngayon. At nakakamangha ang walang pagod ninyong paggampan sa marami at mabigat ninyong mga tungkulin. Tulad na lang ng mga nagdaang pandemya, I cannot begin to imagine what greater pain COVID would have been able to wrought if DSWD had not gone into quarantine, locked down its operation, and shuttered its offices. But that was not what the DSWD's response was. You rose to the occasion. You rose to the challenge, as your predecessors have done over the past 125 years, when they disregarded personal safety to come to the aid of victims of war, of disaster, of pestilence, and of hunger. And as a result, never have so many been helped by so few. And the state of being outnumbered but never outfought is a proud DSWD tradition that we took from the military and continues until today with the efforts of the DSWD. Halimbawa, one DSWD worker serves about 1,000 clients. This is one agency that has too much on its plate with too few plantilla positions. Although you already, the secretary informs me, on a nationwide basis, there are approximately already 37,000 DSWD employees. And it is absolutely necessary that we have that many. Parang sasabihin, baka masyado nang marami. Kulang pa nga yan. At dahil kapag tinamaan ng disaster ang isang lugar, yung regional office ninyo, yung local office ninyo, nagiging central office yan. Kaya kailangan kaya niyang gampanan ang mga katungkulan ng isang central office para matulungan yung area kung saan tinamaan ng disaster. But because as they say, no good deed goes unpunished by Congress, I must stress, because credit must be given where it is due. They have hiked your budget this year to 245 billion from last year's 196.5 billion. Kuripot man ang pagka-Ilocano ko, lalo na pagdating sa pera ng bayan. Yan naman ay kagalintan pagka nasa lugar na hindi ako tatanggihan. In my government, various spendings are veto-proof. Meron talaga tayong in-identify na hindi ninyo pwedeng galawin. Dahil nag-agree naman ang ating mga kongresista, ang ating mga senador, at na-identify natin na itong mga ito ay hindi maaring galawin dahil bawat sentimo na ibinawas dyan sa mga budget na yan ay mababawasan din ang may bibigay nating tulong sa taong bayan kapag sila ay nangangailangan. So as a result, in 4Ps and senior pension alone, just to mention two sectors, you will be running a payroll operation bigger than that of government in terms of payees. Kasi yung sa 4Ps, 106 bilyong piso ang inaalang pondo para sa higit 4 bilyong pamilya. Idagdag pa rito ang 49.8 billion for social pensions of 4,085 million seniors. At pati yung insentibo para sa mga super seniors, mga centenarians, ika nga tulad ni Manong JPE sa susunod na buwan ay si Secretary JP, ang birthday niya, Valentine's Day. At itong susunod na Valentine's Day, 100 years old na siya. Kaya't qualified na siya para sa mga benepisyo na ibinibigay ng DSWD. Mayroon pa rin palang kayong food catering operation which serves tens of millions of hot meals to 2.027 billion preschool children in communities at a cost of 4.1 billion. Hindi lang yan ang tugon niyo sa kagutuman. Pinarisan ang food stamps na nakakahalaga ng 3,000 piso bawat buwan para sa 50,000 na pamilya. Indeed, your activities cover from womb to tomb, from helping the homeless to sheltering victims of calamities, saving lives, and providing livelihood, helping the sick, keeping mothers and their children healthy. You operate orphanages for those in the dawn of life and homes for the aged, for those in the dusk of their lives. You are first responders to disasters and frontliners in community development. Pati kapakanan ng mga PWD ay nasa inyong mandato. Maliban na lang doon siguro sa isang klase na PWD, ang person without jowa. Nagkaroon. Matagal ko nang tinatago yung joke na yun. Gusto mo na. But does a broken heart qualify as a disability? I have to ask the legal opinion first of the First Lady. Seriously, these people must have access ramps to government services. Huwag tayong bingi at bulag sa kanilang mga hinain. At dahil dumadami ang nangangailangan ng tulong at ayuda, lumalawak tuloy ang inyong mandato. Ngayong taon, dinagdagan pang muli ng Kongreso ang akap ng 27 bilyong piso upang lalong makinabang ang mga manggagawang maliliit na ang kinikita at higit na apektado ng mataas na presyo ng bilihin. Sumatotal, malaking bahagi ng populasyon ng mga nangangailangan sa ating bansa ay nadadaupan ng tulong ng DSWD. Help which helps them tide over, to help them get back on their feet and not consigning them to a life of dependency. Because aid that emancipates a human being is the kind of dignified giving that government should practice and that this government is practicing. Remember, welfare must come with the ways that truly empower recipients so that they will be armed with the skills and the tools that will make self-liberation possible. Hindi natin sinasanay ang taong bayan. Wala namang tamad na Pilipino. Handa naman talaga ang Pilipinong na magtrabaho. Kaya't bigyan natin sila ng pagkakataon. Hindi lamang kapag sila ay nasa krisis, kung hindi sa kanilang pang-araw-araw na buhay. So, sa ika-73 anibersaryo ng inyong pagkakatatag, inaasahan kong di lamang ninyo ipapagpatuloy, kundi pag-iibayuhin pa ang tatak DSWD sa paglilingkod. You are the country's social welfare forces, always on red alert. In a country where distress calls from disaster victims and disadvantaged sectors never end. As you put our people out of harm's way and onto the road to recovery and a better life, always serve your clientele with care and compassion as you have been doing. Hindi lang mabilis na serbisyo, kundi taus-pusong paglilingkod at may kasamang pag-unawa at na nagpapalakas ng loob at nagbibigay ng pag-asa sa mga walang-wala. Treat them with kindness, with understanding and compassion. Because that care is a hallmark of public service as well. Empathy goes a long way. Empathy that you have demonstrated very clearly in this past year. Iyan ang diwa ng pagtulong at pagkalinga sa itinatag nating bagong Pilipinas. Mabuhay ang bayanihan ninyo sa DSWD. Mabuhay ang kabayanihan ng DSWD. Happy anniversary, Happy New Year. Maraming salamat sa inyong serbisyo. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Magandang tanghali sa inyong lahat.
Mr. President, at this point, may we request the President to kindly grant us a photo opportunity. First, may we call on stage the DSWD Undersecretaries. Select national government officials, please stand by and prepare. Thank you, DSWD Undersecretaries. Please exit to your right. Select national government officials, you may now proceed on stage. DSWD regional directors, please prepare. Thank you. Please exit to your right. DSWD Regional Directors, you may now proceed on stage. DSWD Anniversary Committee, please stand by and prepare.
Thank you. Please exit to your right. DSWD Anniversary Committee, please proceed on stage. Thank you. Please exit to your right. At this juncture, may we request the President to kindly proceed downstage and grant us a group photo with all of our attendees.
May we also request our guests to kindly gather at the center to join the group photo with the President. Ready? Please smile at the camera. Thank you so much, Mr. President, for granting us a photo opportunity.
And that concludes our program. Thank you.